Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Today, we'll be talking about the way CS2back used SKG as a weapon to go after Big U. Not just his name, but his contracts as well. We're also going to break down how CS2back used Adam and No Jumper to bring it all together, to wrap the lies in a nice little bow and feed it to the public like truth. For 3 years straight, CS2back has been on a coordinated smear campaign against Big U. Porky himself went on record and admitted he came at Big U in 4 different phases. One of the key phases of this campaign, Porky openly stated that he wanted to go after Big U's contracts.
Wack said 100 times he was going to take my contracts. He working with the FBI. Wack said 100 times he was going to take my contracts. He working with the FBI.
I keep telling niggas I work in phases. Let me see how smart you are, Brock. What was the last bullet I launched? I'm gonna give you the last 3. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna give you the last 4. I released the paperwork with the police.
I know where this is going.
Then I double back and released the signature line with him and Nipsey Hussle on the contract and told him, say another word, I'm gonna let him see what the contract is you sent me. Right?
I'm all ears.
Then the female SKG. Uh-oh, we're going at your character and them contracts you got over there, boy.
Let's be clear. Every single time you've seen or heard SKG, it wasn't by accident. It was one of Porky the Pyro's phases, strategic moves he admitted to launching in his campaign against Big U. Porky even said it himself. SKG was a tool, used specifically to attack Big U's character and sabotage his contracts. That's not speculation, that's his own words. Now peep this. The day after Adam 22 was reportedly visited by the feds,
but while I'm in my house, I'm playing poker on my computer, guy comes to my front door, and I didn't actually even know, but my girl was communicating with him through the box in the front of our house with the camera. She texts me, she says, a dude is here from the FBI, and basically he's trying to serve you with a subpoena. And so she told him, Adam's not here, and he's off at work or whatever. I forget what she told him. And so I immediately hop on the line with my lawyer. I said, what should I do? I don't want to, handle this situation wrong. Over and over and over, I've sat down with rappers or whoever who tell me about situations in which they divulge too much information to the police or whoever, and it ended up coming back to bite them. Especially, something comes to mind is like, now that being said, I'm not really that worried because I know that I myself haven't been involved in any criminality, but I figured I would have my lawyer take care of it. So my lawyer reaches out to the guy who came to my door. She assures me that she's going to be able to ask the FBI agent a handful of questions, and from that information be able to ascertain, is Adam in trouble? Is Adam going to be, forced to hand over a crazy amount of information? Because that was kind of lingering around in my head. Is like, God, this is going to be a huge pain in the ass if they want to confiscate all the computers and everything in here. We're going to have to buy a bunch of computers to use.
Where's the furnace? Start the furnace up, guys.
I don't know. I was considering that. I've not destroyed any information for the record. But this is the thing that my lawyer comes back to me with. She said the feds were interested in one thing and one thing only. Because in my head, I'm thinking they're going to want copies of the podcasts that Brick or Luce were on. They're going to want to make sure that there wasn't anything in those podcasts that was edited out. Now, anybody who knows me and No Jumper knows that we really don't like to edit things out. So the only stuff we're editing out is if it's like a 4-alarm fire, like, yo, we need to take this out. So I don't think there's ever been something that Brick or Luce told us that they needed us to edit out. But the one thing that the feds wanted was the cease and desist from Big U to No Jumper, asking us to take down the episode in which Loose Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death. Now, that situation is very much outside of what was mentioned in the indictment. In the indictment, there's nothing about Nipsey, there's nothing about any of that stuff. So this to me is kind of massive because it makes me feel like, oh, the FBI is interested in what Big U's involvement in Nipsey's death might be, which to me seems gigantic. I don't know why. That cease and desist is not going to help them prosecute Brick Baby or Loose Cannon or anybody else. But the fact that they're interested in that, to me, adds quite a bit of credibility to the argument that perhaps Nipsey Hussle's death was a more complicated situation than it appears to be.
Well, when this
gave it to him, though?
Isn't it?
We did hand it over, yeah.
Isn't this when that
I mean, really, like,
So it's safe to say you the feds.
I'm happy to help the feds with talking about a document that we have. I'm happy to help the feds with talking about a document that we have obviously discussed on here over and over, and which doesn't implicate anybody that I know or whatever. And it's not like.
The very next day after Adam 22 was reportedly visited by the feds, he dropped an interview featuring SKG, the same woman that Porky openly admitted to using as a weapon to attack Big U's character and contracts.
Weeks had passed, Nipsey started calling me. So this is where I got mad at Nipsey because I'm like, did you set me up? So remember, I didn't see him no more after this meeting. Nipsey started calling me.
And this is probably what year?
2009.
Adam 22 is clearly playing his part in the broader agenda, helping push the exact same narrative Porky laid out. What you're witnessing is collaboration, not coincidence.
Down the real coming out. I keep telling motherfuckers, I've been sitting back waiting.
She crying hard as hell.
Oh no, I know what's going on, but we gonna let her tell you what's going on. Let me know when you're ready to read the caption, AB.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead, but mute up. Everybody mute up.
This is from Halicia Hoyce, y'all. At Big U. You took damn near everything from me. Everything. You violated me. You played in my face with my family. You lied on my name. You put your hands on me and made me lose everything. You beat me while I was pregnant and gave me PTSD for years. You told people not to do business with me. You tried to blackball me because you couldn't bully me. I'm not carrying another year of this burden on me. What you did to me. You are such a monster. You know, and I know. Can y'all play that content?
I have been crying all day, y'all. Like, I just came from Miami doing an interview with Tasha K. And when she dropped that interview, you guys are going to understand so fucking much. For years, I have carried shit with me that people's done to me, made me lose. And I haven't said shit. You understand me? Nothing. I haven't said nothing. I carried that shit. And these niggas, black men, you guys are so fucked up towards women in this industry, bro. Like, this shit has made me angry over the years, and I didn't understand it because I've been dealing with fucking trauma. This nigga, Big U, I told Tasha K everything this man did to me, jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me, locked me in a fucking spot, made me almost lose my baby, and I had a fucking salary job at K-Day. The nigga made me lose every fucking thing, everything, and I carried it. It spelled my name, and all I wanted to do was fucking work. I've been dealing with this shit and holding this shit in for fucking years, bro. Y'all have no clue. Years I get into it with people, years I be so fucking angry because of what this nigga did. I can't trust nobody. And then I help somebody and they cross me. Then a person smack me out and lie on my name. It is so many people that I have fucking helped. So many people I put money in their pocket. I feel like I can't take this shit no fucking more. I almost lost my fucking life because of this nigga Big U. Because of what he did to me. And Tasha K was the only person who said she would tell my story.
That's SKG.
I don't know why they stopped it.
Who SKG, huh?
She a rapper. She out the 60s over there. She be over there. Yo, keep playing that shit.
But you're coming in here and you're trying to bogart and knock me out the way when I brought you in. So within the meeting, he did all that, and I closed out the meeting, and my colleagues rode with me, and he seen that. A week passed, and Nipsey's calling me. He's like, sis, where you at? Where you at, sis? I need the posters. I wasn't going over to the neighborhood, to the 6Os, because I was really busy, and I'm like, Nip, I'm going to come, but I can't come right now. I pull up. walk in, him and Fats is behind the counter. I'm like, what's up, bro? And I'm talking to him. And as I'm talking to him, I get this eerie feeling. And then I hear a slam, clack, clack. And I realized I was set up. The door slammed. When I turned around, Big U was there and another guy, and he just slapped me. I grabbed my face and I'm like, what you slap me for? And he was like, bitch, you gonna embarrass me in the meeting, bitch? And then he just jumped on me.
SKG claims she was assaulted by Big U while she was pregnant, right inside Nipsey's own store. She says Nipsey and his late associate Fats set her up. Why? Because Big U felt disrespected during a meeting with LA's KDAY radio station.
Wack, can I say something?
Yeah, 1 second. Wait, hold on 1 second. SKG, what's up? What's up, mama? What you got to say?
And another thing is when they talk about development options, and this is where it's like Black women are never protected. When I got beat up and I got jumped on, his director was there from development options. So it wasn't just Big U, it was also Bear Claw. So it wasn't just Big U, it was also Bear Claw.
In her newest version of the story, SKG now implicates Bear Claw, a name that just so happens to be tied to the federal RICO indictment alongside Big U in Operation Drawdown. But let's rewind for a second. When SKG first started speaking on this situation, she didn't say a word about Bear Claw. Her original story placed the blame on Fats and Nip, claiming they were the ones who set her up. Bear Claw's name never came up, not once, in those early versions. By suddenly inserting Bear Claw, she wasn't just going after Big U. She was strategically positioning herself to help discredit Developing Options, the non-profit organization tied to Big U and Bear Claw. Then to seal the deal, Porky sends SKG to No Jumper with Adam 22. And that's where she ties it all together, all the shifts in her story. She packages it in one big public hit piece.
Weeks have passed, Nipsey started calling me. So this is where I got mad at Nipsey because I'm like, did you set me up? So remember, I didn't see him no more after this meeting. Nipsey started calling me.
And this is probably what year?
2009.
Okay, so like 10 years before he passed. Still super early in Nipsey's career.
Right. So I didn't see him anymore. So then a few weeks later, Nipsey's calling. He's like, sis, I need my posters. Because remember, I was doing Nipsey's campaign for him and I had all his posters. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't end up coming through. He called me again. I need the posters. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't come through. He called me again. I finally decide to go through. When I go to him, now mind you, I still haven't talked to Big U. So I go to Nipsey's shop. I walk in his shop. Him and Fats, they're out at the counter. I walk up. I'm talking to him, and I just hear the click, click. And it was like I knew. That was that. I just knew. It's like it's a setup.
Oh, wow. Click, click, like somebody had a gun drawn on you?
No, click, click. They closed the door.
Oh,
click,
they
click.
locked it. Okay.
So they closed it, and then it was a thing where you can lock it. And I just heard the click, click.
Okay.
Once the door closed, you just know.
And so how's this play out from there?
Nipsey and Fat dropped their heads. And so...
And at this point, because obviously people know that Nipsey and Big U ended up having this fallout that was mostly behind the scenes, did come out on records and stuff, but at this point... Nipsey's still all in with Big U. They're like super tapped in still. Okay.
Right. And so Nipsey and Fats, they dropped their head, and then Big U just jumped on me. And Bear Claw is with him. So the guy that's on his case with him, that's a part of Development Options.
Uh-oh, we're going at the character and the contracts you got over there, boy.
It was him and Bear Claw. And so he just started beating on me. He's like, bitch, you disrespected me in the meeting. Bitch, you did this. I never stole nothing from this man. I never did anything that warranted for him to put his hands on me. He jumped on me because I stood up to him and would not let him dictate, extort, or control me. And because my bosses and colleagues rode with me.
The best thing about SKG doing interviews is that she gives you a little more every single time. In her first interview, she came straight for Big U's character, claiming he beat her while she was pregnant, nearly killing her. But a few interviews later, she changed her play. This time, it wasn't just about character. She tried to go after Big U's contracts by inserting Bear Claw into the story and name-dropping Developing Options, the organization he's tied to. Then came No Jumper. She sat down, repeated the abuse claims, brought up Bear Claw again, and packaged the whole thing like it was truth. A full-blown narrative, built interview by interview. And now we've got yet another piece of the story. Something SKG never mentioned before. Let's listen closely, because the more she talks, the more she reveals.
Big U came back around. Big U came back around. Big U came back around. And I had this show idea.
And he got in the way of it, I'm assuming?
I let him do the apology, and he came back in.
SKG has gone from platform to platform, telling the world that Big U beat her while she was pregnant, nearly killing her and her unborn child. She says that happened back in 2009. But now, she's telling people that Big U apologized, and by 2014 they were back working together. If someone almost killed you and, in her own words, took everything from you, why would you ever go back and do business with them again? That doesn't sound like survival. That sounds like a story that's falling apart. She had to reveal that detail because people started calling it out. Folks were asking the obvious. If Big U beat you in 2009, why were you seen with him in 2014? So now, she's scrambling to adjust the narrative, adding pieces that weren't there before, just to cover the cracks.
And then he tried to extort me again. And then he tried to extort me again. And then he tried to extort me again.
At what point in the process of you putting the show together?
Through the whole show.
Okay.
Through the whole show. And by this time, Wack knows about this. I had to deal with Live Nation. And read it. And see, I have receipts for that because I was going back and forth with Live Nation.
Sugar Free needs 15 passes and 7 all-access wristbands per his manager, Ted. As far as indie acts, I'm still waiting on the full list. We just need a time slot from 8 to 9 for our acts. I have a stage manager who's going to flow our indie acts. He just did the Wiz show, which was a success. After that, you can map the show out how you need to. At this point, Corrupt may not come, and I fear for my life because his manager, Big U, has threatened to harm my life, which I'm at the police station now. I'm a mother of 4 children. I don't take threats lightly, especially when I have an event to pull off. So if we can please accommodate Sugar Free, that would be great. And if Big U comes, I don't want him allowed in the venue or around my red carpet, so I'm trying to hire off-duty police officers. Sorry for the inconvenience.
What date is that?
That is June 26, 2014.
Surprise, surprise. Now SKG has added extortion to her list of accusations against Big U. Considering Big U's indictment, it's pretty clear why she decided to throw extortion into the mix. The only thing is, we just heard Adam read a message that SKG sent from her phone. And, even in that message, she never actually says Big U extorted her. What she does reveal, though, is that she was working with the police to keep Big U off the red carpet.
And that's from you to Paul. Okay. Damn. So even at that point, this was just like a constant thing.
It's been a constant thing. And that's what people don't understand. This isn't one thing. It's a constant. Throughout my career, throughout my life, just dealing with him.
Right.
Read this one real quick. I just want you to read that one.
Okay. This is from you again in 2014. Hello, Paul. I spoke with Compton AV's manager. He's confirmed. I paid him in full for the show tonight, and I have a contract on him. I paid Corrupt $1,500 through his manager, Big U. If the rumor is he is not showing up tonight and I have a signed contract, I will sue him. Big U is making this very hard for me and is intimidating, extorting, and bullying. The only way Corrupt won't show up is because he said he couldn't. I'll be at the House of Blues at 2:30 today.
What year is that?
Again, same date, June 26, 2014. So, yeah, like, I mean, I forget if, were you the one who's kind of saying that Big U and Corrupt have had this fucked up relationship over the years?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I mean, he beat Corrupt ass in front of Snoop and Daz. And Corrupt, if he want to deal with that and turn back around and say my brother, that's on Corrupt. But that's not love. That's not friendship. That's not loyalty. That's not normal.
Right. No, definitely. That's fucking wild.
So what am I doing this for? I need to be free. I need to be free of this trauma that this man has caused and feel like he's got away with, and then still threatening me. Like, shit's not sweet, bro. I'm not scared of you no more. You come, anybody come try to hurt me, it's gonna be way different this time, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And that's the time I'm on and my team is on. Because you got a past. You did stuff to me, and on top of that, I was molested when I was younger. This is another thing. He went and teamed up with the person that molested me for them to taunt me. I haven't even told nobody about that.
Oh my God.
Teamed up with the person, like, people have no clue what I really go through. You feel me? It's just chin up, because I'm strong. This man has done so much stuff. And Wack100 was the first to post my story.
Then the female SKG. We're going at your character and them contracts you got over there, boy.
Was the first to post my story. And when he posted my story, Wack100 was the first, because Tasha K, I gave her the interview first. She posted it after Wack because it was a scheduling issue. Wack posted it, and I've known Wack for 20 years. We've all known each other the same amount of time. So if it wasn't for Wack100, I don't even think I would be as strong, because Wack, people could say what they want about him. He's for right.
Then the female SKG. We're going at your character and them contracts you got over there, boy.
Yeah.
No matter how it look, he's for right.
No, he went to bat for you, for real.
I want to say first, shout out to Wack, because Wack didn't know anything. Poor Wack. Wack didn't even know what was going on.
Then the female SKG. We're going at your character and them contracts you got over there, boy.
And Wack had my back so much. And, you know, people try to give Wack a bad rap. Wack is really a good person. And I was crying, and he was like, I'm on the phone with the bail bondsman, and he called the bail bondsman, called my family, called my kids, stayed in tune, made sure I got out of jail. He's just really been someone that has had my back throughout this whole ordeal.
Then the female SKG. We're going at your character and them contracts you got over there, boy.